This is super weird. I want to start off by saying hi, and I feel nervous, and I feel scared, and I feel so much love right now. For those of you that reached out beforehand, you helped me calm down. So I just want to say right off the bat, I'm so excited to have broken the limits of time and space and be practicing all together, near or far, right? Hi, I'm in BC. Hi for those of you in Montreal and everybody else. Wherever you are, we're here together, and that's really cool. So I'm in the studio. I hope the sound is okay. I've decided not to use a mat. So I'm going to back up and check it out from here. We can all see. We're going to hope for the best. So start by finding yourself seated. Props. If you do not have blocks, a can of soup, a water bottle, a coffee cup, flipped upside down, whatever you have access to that's in your home, please get creative and take your blocks, your props of any kind around your practice with you. So, things that I've been thinking on, feeling through, there's been a whole lot of grieving. This old way of being, things are just not the same, you know, and that's a good thing as much as it's terrifying. It's a good thing that we make changes. And so, imagining all the people that I love that have not been close by physically, I've been imagining us as trees in a forest. And if you can close your eyes and hold that image in your mind of what things look like above ground, and the way that things are separated above ground, the trees seem to have very little connection to each other above the earth. But if you take your vision underneath, and you can find those networks of roots and connecting to one another, everything entangled, everything touching. Now let's all choose for a moment to reach into the earth and find each other. And know that even if we're alone in a room, if we go below ground, we're all touching, we're all so together in this moment. And with that, let's start to move. Oh, for those of you that would like more free yoga, sorry I forgot this. This will be available afterwards on YouTube or through Modo Yoga Online. If you don't know what you're doing, feel free to message us at Modo Yoga Vaudreuil, and we'll get you cleared up. And you have access to a free month of online classes as well. So reach out to either Modo Yoga Vaudreuil or myself at Bianca, Y-O-N-K, Asaurus, and we'll get you hooked up with everything you need. So from wherever you are seated, start to give yourself some movement. And whatever that looks like, there's no need for structure. You can be seaweed, right? Allowing yourself simply to start to feel through your body. And without any expectations, we carry everything we've been before with us. Tabletop. Moving through some cat-cows on your own. Making them as wild and free as you are in this moment. All our past experiences, they are embedded in our tissues. They are part of who we are in this moment now. But freedom to choose to be who you are moment to moment, and that's a choice. So let all of your past experiences guide you, but let your body and your breath remind you where you are. Now find stillness in your tabletop. Tuck all your toes under. And with toes tucked under, now root into the ground with fingertips wide. Now pressing through your palms and your hands, squeeze the floor till you feel your middle knuckles peel up. And you can feel that engagement from your hands all the way through up your arms. And so that your connection with the floor is stable. Now as you press through your toes down, you can feel that of your low belly, right? And that engagement all the way up your quads. Now slowly lift your knees a little away from the floor, just a couple inches maximum, and you can start to find a little shift side to side as you allow heat to build. You explore the way that weight transfer affects where your energy is needed, where your breath is needed, and which muscles need to fire. And come to stillness, neutral in your spine. Steady, step one foot back at a time to plank. Now landing in plank, hug your hands and your feet towards each other till you feel the whole front line of your body active and the space between your shoulder blades expand and lift. Now from here, take a breath in. Start to wing your knees out wide. Send your hips back towards your heels and then lift them up to downward facing dog, nice and slow. So you can see the way that you created a little bit of a wave through that. You can invite that sort of snakiness to your movements as you move through your practice. I'm already out of breath. Okay, downward facing dog. If you've been moving around, come to stillness. Let your knees be nice and soft so that your heels can root. And then spreading your fingers, just like you did in tabletop, squeeze the ground. Press both hands away from you, feel stable through your shoulder joints. With a breath in, come forward to plank. And as you exhale, lower your knees down, pause there. Hug your hands towards your knees as you breathe in. Bend your elbows backwards along sides of your rib cage to lower all the way. Lift up cobra to inhale. And come through your knees back to downward facing dog as you exhale. I just want to make sure everybody can hear. Okay, we're saying hi. All is well. Okay. Here we go. Heels up, breathe in. Bend both knees and walk your feet forward. Meet your hands, high hands. Half lift as you inhale. Now soften your knees, touch the floor. Circle up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana, palms come to touch. Hands to heart center, bow your chin in. Big breath in, palms stay together. Tadasana, mountain pose, let your arms fall beside you. Circle your arms up, lift your gaze as you breathe in. Bow up and over yourself, a gesture of gratitude, humbleness. Half lift. Plant your hands, step back, plank. Building the flow, building the breath. Inhale in plank. Lower with or without your knees to the ground, slow. Cobra, or maybe king cobra, a little higher this time. Tuck your toes, come through your knees, downward facing dog. Fill up through the back of your heart. Press your hands away from you, let your hips rise higher. Lift both heels up, breathe in. Bend your knees, walk yourself to meet your hands. So adding on, lengthen out. Fold in two. Circle up to standing, bring your fingers to interlace. Side bend to the right as you exhale. I'm just going right, you guys can figure it out. Inhale back to center, feel the transfer of weight below you. And then exhale to the left, shift your hips to the other side. Back to the center, breathe in. Sit your hips low, Utkatasana. Let your arms go wide in a V shape. And make space for the shoulders, make space to experience your breath as you feel the heat begin to rise. And we'll play with some breath and weight transfer, starting with the ground where our roots are. So stay connected to the ground through your toes. As you breathe in, lift your heels and tilt yourself a little further forward. Breathe out and lower your heels back down. Inhale again to lift, maybe lift your eyes up. Exhale to lower, look down to the ground. One more time, it's okay to fall out of it. Lower your heels down. Now keep your heels down, stand tall, enjoy that growth, that lift. Dive up and over your legs. You can spread your arms to enjoy that spill of your heart. Half lift as you inhale. Plant your hands, lunge your left foot to the back of your mat. Now keeping your toes tucked under, land your back knee. Low lunge, arms to your ears. A chance to pause, to catch your breath. Theoretically, you should still have it, but I don't. So permission to lose it, permission to be whatever you are in this moment. Stretch a little taller as you inhale. Plant your hands to the floor, exhale. Inhale to let your heart lift. Half Hanuman, extend your right leg, flex your right foot. Inhale, stay. Exhale to bow a little closer. Adding breath and movement together. Inhale, bend and plant your foot. Open your chest. Exhale to straighten your right leg, send your hips back. Same thing again. Inhale to bend, let your heart lift, maybe a little wave. Exhale to bow, chin in, hips back. Listen carefully, bend your right knee, plant your foot. Back toes are tucked, pick up your back knee. Maybe wiggle your back foot in closer to create more stability through your roots. And rising up, Crescent Lunge. Now feel the stability in your legs, the strength in your breath. Stretch up a little taller, look up. Warrior 2, open up. Proud chest as you breathe in. Depth through your front knee. Now breathe out. Exalted warrior, tilt back. Extended side angle, right elbow meets right thigh, or fingertips to prop. Left arm comes out in front of you. Now press your right arm into your right leg so that you feel heart space turn open towards the ceiling. Big breath in. Low twisted lunge, left hand lands. Lift your back heel. Lift your right arm. Now press your bottom hand down. Feel your chest open up. Circle your right arm forward and down. Land your hand outside your foot. Bend your back knee. Spring up, bring your feet to touch. Half lift, breathe in. Plant your hands, right toes to the back of your mat. Go soft, land with as much control as you got. Back knee down. Arms to your ears, high. Allowing yourself this first low lunge on the second side. Permission for one side to be easier than the other. Feel your breath out. Find that permission to be. Grow tall as you inhale. Plant your hands in front of your foot. Exhale to either side of your foot. Breathe in, open your chest. Straighten your left leg, half split. Toes up. Stay for a breath in. Give yourself a long spine. As you breathe out, bow in towards your front leg. Bend your front knee. Let your heart open up. Send your hips back. Belly to thigh. Same thing again. Breathe in. 'Breathe out, half split. Inhale to bend, land your front foot. Back toes are already tucked, pick up your back knee, and then swoop your foot in some for stability. Now gently, legs are already prepared for you to take your arms away from the ground, lift up. Now crescent lunge, my feet are slipping on the floor. Find your breath, pull your feet towards each other, stretch up tall. To warrior two, open up. Stay for the inhale, spread out. Root both feet down at their individual angles. Exalt your warrior, look up. Extended side angle, front elbow or hand to prop. Right arm this time reaches away from you. Press to the outside edge of your back foot. Reach through your front arm so you feel that whole right side body expand. Stay for one more in. Right hand lands, back heel lifts, left arm comes up, low twisted. I'll root through the right hand down, get stable all the way up into your right shoulder, just like you did in tabletop. Breathe in. Circle your left arm forward. Plant your left hand outside your foot. Bend your back knee. Spring up, feet to touch. Half lift, get long. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. All together, breath in. Chaturanga Dandasana, lower halfway down this time or all the way. Come through cobra or all the way to up dog, quads away from the floor. To downward facing dog as you exhale. 3 breaths. Reconnect if you've gotten lost. Find your loved ones underground. We're all together, even when we're apart. We are cultivating a new way of being. This is uncharted waters. It's okay that none of us knows what we're doing. Walk your feet to meet your hands at the front of your mat. Now we'll take a forward fold, ragdoll, knees soft, hold opposite elbows, and you can let yourself shift the weight around. So noticing as you move your upper body, you shift the weight under your feet, what you can feel as you let your breath soften you. All right, friends, it's time to get real hippie with it. Fingertips to ground. And walk big toes to touch, heels an inch or so apart. Sit your hips down low, lift your arms, Utkatasana. So in order to take any tension away from your lower back, find that drawing in from the lower belly. And so you stay neutral in pelvis. You get strong through the lower end by sending your breath higher up. Arms in that V-shaped Y. We'll play with the weight transfer, adding on an open twist. Okay? So, as you inhale, lift your heels away from the ground. Exhale to lower your heels, open twist right. Inhale back through center, heels rise. Open twist left as you lower your heels, spread your chest. Inhale, sweep the arm, lift your heels. One more time to the right. Permission to fall out, laugh a little. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to the left. Through center this time, heels low, stand tall, look up. Option for a gentle back bend at the top. Arms open, dive up and over your legs. Yeah, half lift, get long. Plant your hands, step your left foot back. How steady your feet, back knee stays lifted, come up crescent lunge. So adding that open twist with a little bit of bending and straightening, crescent lunge. Stretch up from tailbone through fingertip, breathe in.
Open twist right and soften your back knee a little bit. Inhale to straighten both legs as you lift your arms up. Exhale, bend both knees, open twist right. Inhale again to straighten, arms lift. This time, warrior two, turn your back heel in and down. Bend your front knee, spread your arms wide, go slow. Yeah, we're free flowing. In order to flow freely, we have to free ourselves of our own judgments. It's okay that we don't know. We're in uncharted waters. That's part of the beauty, ain't it? From warrior two, tilt back, exalt. I'll straighten your right leg this time, pull back, take a full breath cycle there. Now as you inhale, reach up, get neutral from tailbone through right fingers, slide your hips back to reach as far forward as you can. Now plant right hand either to shin, to prop, or back of the hand to inner calf, raise your top arm high. I'm really slipping. And see if you can feel heart space again, rotating towards the ceiling, both sides of your waist nice and long. Last inhale as you are. Bend your front knee, extended side angle, left arm sweeps to reach it forward. Now as you breathe in, stretch out a little further. Low twisted lunge, plant your left hand, lift your back heel, and raise your right arm high. Take a breath in, press down, open up. Circle your right arm forward to plant it outside your right foot. So playing with breath and movement, dip your hips a little to open your heart. Exhale to straighten your right leg. Flex your foot so just your heel is rooted and just your toes in back. Stay for a breath in, lengthen up. I'll breathe out to bow a little deeper. Adding breath and movement, inhale to bend, open your chest up. Hands can be on props. Exhale, tilt back, lift your hips, flex your front foot. One more time, bend, lift your chest. Straighten, lift your hips, your right toes. Option to bend your front knee or to drag the heel long back to three-legged dog. So push both hands away from you. Activate your core in the front as you take your right leg up and back if you are going with the straight leg. Now open face your hip. So stack your right hip on top of the left. Hug your heel into your bum. Option to keep your foot flexed or point it and see what that feels like in your body. Keeping your hip open, lift your left heel away from the ground. Right knee to right armpit, lend right foot, outside right hand this time. Left knee to the ground. So lizard lunge, right hand will meet right hip for an open twist. You can come to the outside edge of your right foot if you like, or you can keep it flat, so you choose. Turn towards your right thigh and gently rotate your right thigh bone open. Feel through both hips on different directions, but sensation should be nice and juicy. Let your thigh go, plant your foot, plant your hand, tuck your back toes under, rock the weight back, spring left foot outside left hand, Molestin Squat. So play with the spread of your feet, the angle of your toes. Hands will come to heart. Press out and press in through elbows, through knees, so you get nice and long through your whole spine. The pressing in of your knees will send your tailbone a little back and lift you up. You can play with a little bit of weight transfer side to side here. Stay active in the legs. Go slow. And remember, the way to protect the back body is by engaging the front, so play with that. See what it feels like to engage your core on the lower end and breathe higher up. Fingertips to floor. Hips rise high. Turn your feet parallel. Padangustasana, index and middle fingers will grab hold of your big toes. Fingertips to ground, moving into side 2. Half lift, press to your shins. Plant your hands, lunge your right foot to the back of your mat. Crescent lunge. I'll lift up at your own pace. Once you've lifted to crescent lunge, feel that draw of your feet towards each other, the rootedness that connects you to the rest of us also practicing. We're practicing later, right? We're bending time and space. Stretch up tall as you inhale. Open twist to the left and bend your back knee. Inhale to reach up, straighten both legs up. Exhale to bend, open twist to the left. Inhale again to straighten both legs. This time right, my front foot. Turn. This time right heel in and down. Adjust your feet when you're ready for it, warrior 2. Yeah, so we're asking a whole lot of our bodies. I know I'm sweating and it's winter in this room. Breathe. Know that the key to making it through any moment of distress is by being with breath. There is no fear in this moment now. It lives in past, it lives in future. Exalt your warrior, lean back. Straighten your front leg, pull back, enjoy your breath. Reach up tall. Send your hips back, maybe wiggle your back foot in, reach your front arm away from you. Lower your left arm, pick the top one up. Choose block, prop, back of the hand, whatever you got that allows you to find your breath in this. Play with pushing your feet away from each other. See if that adjusts anything for you. Last breath in. Extended side angle, reach the right arm away as you bend your left knee. Take a breath in, reach away from yourself. Low twisted lunge, right hand lands, left arm lifts up. Press through your bottom hand down as you breathe in. Circle your left arm forward and land your left hand outside your foot. We play with the dip of the hips as you breathe in, lift your heart up. Straighten your left leg, send your left toes towards your nose. Inhale, stay. Exhale, bow. There we go. Bend and plant your foot, lift your chest. Straighten your left leg, flex your foot. One more time, breathe in, bend. Breathe out, straighten. If you went for the straight leg back and it sucked last time, flatten your foot, bend, and go through with a bent knee to three-legged dog. And turn your left toes open, stack your hips, push your hands away, get rooted all the way through. Heel to seat, foot stays flexed or point. So the bottom heel, the right one, lift it to breathe in. Knee to armpit, foot outside left hand, back knee down. I'm eating my hair. Left hand to hip crease, back toes can untuck, or keep them tucked, you choose. Foot can stay flat or come to the outer edge. I realize you can't see my front foot. Turn towards your left thigh and rooted from your right hand, push down. Let what's on the floor assist you in creating the openness above. Let your twist go. Plant your left hand, plant your left foot. Tuck your back toes, rock the weight back. Spring outside your right hand, Malasana round 2. This time, keep your hands down. Okay? So we're going to allow ourselves to get wild with it. Now, as you play with that little shift of the weight, you might play with lifting a heel, right? Start to explore. Notice what needs to engage in order to protect any tension from your knees or your back. Go slow. And when you start to feel comfortable, you might twist a little bit, go heel toe side to side. You might lift an arm and press the opposite arm to the inner knee. Feel it out. Get weird with it. Get primal with it. Free yourself of your conditions, your expectations of what should be. There is no should right now, darlings. Land your hands, lift your hips, turn your feet to parallel. Padangusthasana, index and middle fingers to big toes, soften your knees and bow towards yourself. 3 big breaths. Touch the ground with your fingertips. Now, as slow as you can, lower your bum to the ground. And you can definitely take your hands behind you to help. I'll land your bum, feet about hip distance apart. We gotta do some core. We've been doing lots of core, but we gotta do more, because why not? Now, feet start out flat. Press your hands into your shins till you feel yourself get long. So you roll forward onto your sitting bones. You get neutral in your pelvis. Now as you press into your shins, you feel your heart open up also. Okay, from here, tilt your chest back, lift your heels away from the floor so just your toes are grounded. Now here's the fun part. Let your hands go from your shins, reach them to either side of your legs. Okay, stay long in your spine for a breath in. Now as you exhale, tuck your tail under, get round, and roll down to hover your head and shoulders above the floor. Try to keep your big toes touching the ground. That's the hard part. Yeah. Once you lower to your maximum, curl back up. Try to do it without swinging. Try to do it while breathing. And for Bianca, try to do it while talking. Take a breath in at the top. Again, round, roll. Try to keep your big toes rooted. Lower down, lower down, lower down. Pause and curl back up. Once you meet the top, long spine, breath in. Feet flat. Oh, how nice is that? Take a breath in with a long spine. Now roll down to hover once again. Play with the connection to the floor. Now pull your heels towards you. Notice your hamstrings and how they assist you. Once you lower down to your maximum, hover your feet above the floor and straighten your legs out. A little reprieve for the hip flexors. Squeeze through your quads. Flatten out your belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. At your own pace, come back up to knees bent. Now, shins can go parallel with the ceiling if you like, or toes to ground once again. Open your knees up. Keep your big toes touching. Elbows to inner knees. Crow on the floor, flex at the wrist. Push in through your knees, push out through your elbows for 3. Swear words, all right, from Montreal, Molestin Squat. 3, again. 2, yeah, I'm messing with you. 1, nice and slow. Let yourself come all the way down. If you're pooped, that's okay, go faster. 3 breaths lying flat on your back. Thank you, floor, for holding me up. Thank you, breath, for helping my body relax. Thank you, body, for reminding me how alive I am. Bend one knee at a time, plant your feet flat. Now arms beside you, palms down, bridge pose, feet hip distance. Lift your hips up, keep your arms down, so no interlace for this first one. Press your arms down till you feel your shoulder blades come closer and play with a little bit of transfer of the weight towards your head by pushing your feet away from you. Squeeze your glutes by hugging your thighs towards each other. Lift your hips higher as you press the ground away. Curl back down. Now meet the ground with your whole back body. We'll play with an active variation of threading the needle. So threading the needle without the thread, right leg to ceiling. Toes open, so you feel that external rotation through the whole right leg. Cross your ankle up and over your thigh in a figure 4. Take right hand to press to inner thigh, so thigh presses out. Now lift your heel, the left one, away from the ground. Slow as you can, take your toes away from the ground and resist as you pull the left thigh close. You press the right thigh wide for 5, 4, breathe, 3, 2, 1. Slowly, toes and then heel down. Uncross your right ankle, uncross, plant your foot. Left heel to ceiling, toes open, cross it over. Thigh and hand connect, press out. And feel that relationship with the ground through back body as you send tailbone towards the wall away from you. Hover through the heel and then peel the toes up. I'll press your left thigh away as you hug your right thigh close for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly hug your foot back down, land your left foot. Second bridge pose, lift up. This time you can interlace behind your back if you want it. Bend elbows at hip level, you choose. 3 big breaths once you're lifted, enjoy them. That expansiveness through front body as you close the back body off, we create the balance by finding the extremes. Breath in. Let your hands go, lower your hips down. Once you land, spread your feet wide, bring your knees together. Stay still, or let your knees fall side to side. And go with breath and explore your hips, explore your breath as you explore the ground beneath you. All right, you ready to get wild again? Because it's about to get real crazy. Knees back to center. Hug them into your chest and wrap your arms around yourself. You can rock side to side to let yourself readjust in the low area of the back. Now hands will come behind your knees. Rock the length of your spine forward and back. Enjoy that massage for the muscles surrounding your spine. And Utkatasana will be where we meet. Yes to using your hands. Yes to using whatever you got. Now from Utkatasana all together, stretch up tall. Inhale. Hands to your hips with your exhale. Now lifting your right knee up to 90 in front of you. Now notice the shift of the weight under your left foot. Spread your left toes, get rooted from your left foot. Slide your right hand to the outside of your knee, press in and press out, and notice how that pressing in and out affects the rest of you. If, when you're ready, send your right thigh open, keep pressing in and out. If you went for your big toe, that's okay, but know that we will go there the second time around as an option. Slowly let your leg come back to center. With an inhale, arms to your ears up. Utkatasana, lower your right foot as you switch the weight into that foot. Now inhale your left one away from the ground. To Crescent Lunge, send your left foot back. Land with as much control as you got. Laugh it off if you fall. So adding on from Crescent Lunge, stretch up. Open twist, keep your back knee straight, your front knee bent. Now inhale, left fingertips forward, tilt your chest forward. To a modified twist, right hand to low back, left wrist to outer thigh. Press to your right thigh with your left arm, look towards the right side. Option to lower your left fingertips outside your right foot to a block, to a prop or the ground, and raise your right arm up to the ceiling. Last breath in. Last breath out. To warrior 2, Turn your left heel in and down, windmill your arms. Yeah, we're going straight there. Trust your body, it knows. Your brain tends to get in the way. From your warrior two, spread out, bend your front knee a lot. Keep your front knee bent, exalt it, tilt back. Extended side angle, right hand or elbow lands, left arm comes forward. This time a breath in. Both hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk them backwards. Start to flex your right foot as you straighten the leg and lower your hips down towards your left heel. But you can lift your heel if you want to, and that's okay. So remembering that funky Molestin Squat from earlier, now you've got a one-legged version. Plug your left elbow to the inside of your thigh and spin your heart towards your long-legged foot. Yeah, so we're feeling around through the hips for a breath in. To low twisted lunge, bend your front knee, plant your left hand, lift your back heel, your right arm high. This time adding on, breathe in from your low twisted, land your left knee down, turn your left shin wide towards the left side, modified side plank, stretch your right leg away from you. Okay, if this feels too much with the foot lifted, inner foot to ground, awesome place to go. Right arm can stretch out long, right? Option to keep it lifted. Option to point your right toes, circle your arm and your foot around to meet each other. Turn your heart up to the ceiling as you push through your left hand down to stabilize. Kick your heel back. Bring your heel back in so your knee comes back to parallel with your hip. Now slide your right hand to your right shin, so bring your knee closer to you. Carry your foot to the front of your mat as you turn your back shin towards the back. Land both hands inside your foot. So recreating your lizard lunge, this time, option to make it passive, to go back to the open twist, or to add on bending your back knee. Circle your right arm around and hold on to your foot. If you forgot to breathe, breathe. Prop under your left hand is a real good place to go to bring your foot closer. Let your back foot go. Circle your right arm back around. Landing your back toes. Bend your back knee. Now take your right foot wide to plank, lift both knees off the ground. Flow, down dog, or child's pose. From downward dog, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Half lift, press to your shin. Bow, fold in two. Sit low, Utkatasana. I'll bring weight into your heels, hug low belly to ribs. Stand tall as you inhale. Hands to your hips, exhale. I'll shift the weight into your right foot to pick your left knee up. Slide your left hand to the outside of your knee. Press in with your hand as you press out with your knee. Option to send the thigh wide. Try to keep your hips square, so sending right thigh open. Breathe. Knee back to center. Arms lift up, breath in. Soften your standing leg. Lower your left foot back down, Utkatasana. Shift the weight into your left foot to pick your right foot up. Crescent lunge, almost as though through toppling tree. Heart lifts. Back leg squeezes. Stretch up to breathe in. Open twist left, breathe out. Reach your right fingertips forward, tilt your chest forward. Now modified twist, left hand low back, right wrist to outer thigh. I'll rotate open with your chest, stay lifted, or lower your right arm down to pick your left arm up up wide to your open twist. Now activating your legs, pull your feet towards each other. As you turn your back heel in, you windmill your arms open, warrior two. It's really intense in the legs. Keeping the front knee bent, tilt back. Extended side angle, left hand lands, right arm reaches forward. For the breath in, you stay. Plant your right hand. Start to straighten your left leg as you bend the right one to ninja squat. So lowering your hips down, you can pick up the heel if that suits your body better. So just making sure that you feel stable. You can keep the left hand rooted on the ground. Right elbow plugs in. Turn towards your left toes and get long from tailbone through chest. You can also keep the right fingers down if you prefer. From your ninja squat. Now bending your left knee, dig into your left heel, start to come forward, low twisted lunge. Left arm comes up. There she goes. Press through your right hand down, open your chest to the left. Circle your, no, I lied. Oh my goodness. Land your right knee down, I lied. Turn your right shin to the right. Left leg goes back, modified side plank. Lift your left arm high. Options. Kick your heel away from you if you went for that variation of Shavasana. Press your right hand away. Ear and shoulder separate as you open your chest. Hug your heel back in. Start to bring your knee towards your chest and slide your left hand to your shin. Hold on. Turn to the front. Plant your foot. Left hand inside your foot. Choose your lunge. If your breath leaves you, that's a hint from your body. So let your attention be with your own body and not what you see on your screen. Right? Your body is incredible and perfect as it is. It's time we honored what we were given. Let your back foot go, tuck your toes under, land them. Land your left hand to the inside of your foot, and again, bend. Take the weight out of your hips. I'll step back to plank, flow, down dog, child's pose. You choose. We have one final, really fun experiment to perform. And by perform, I mean experience. Take the performance aspect out of things. I'll lift up to tabletop if you're in child's pose, down dog. So stuff that's familiar in the body that we've already been doing. Walk your feet to your hands. I'll choose to hands to shins, hands to hips, and come up or roll up vertebra by vertebra if you'd like. And landing in mountain pose, take your hands onto your hips. This time, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, right knee lifts up. Slide your hand to your thigh or hike your knee closer to go for your big toe. Straighten forward partway or all the way. And the thigh goes wide a second time. So we're pretty open in the hips. Play with it. Be gentle with it. Option for left arm wide. Soften your standing leg some. Bring your right leg back to center. So repeating where we've been. Right arm, both arms lift up. Utkatasana, lower your right foot. Shift the weight into your right foot. Inhale to lift your left one. Crescent lunge. Go back through your heel. Land your toes. Lift your heart. Stretch up tall. Straight to warrior two. Extended side angle, come forward, plant your hand, left arm come forward. Now pull your feet towards each other, get stable through your legs. You're gonna need it. So pulling through your feet on the floor, come back up to warrior two. Now reach your arms up, straighten your right leg, lift your right toes. Start to turn your left toes a little bit out for support. Lowering into your ninja squat, start to bend your back knee. Hands come to heart. Tilt your tail back for support. You might land your hands for support also to lower yourself down. Heel can still be lifted away from the floor if you like. This time, hands will come behind you. Lower your bum to the ground. So hand the right one only behind you. Turn your pinky finger towards your hip so you feel that stability in the right shoulder, right? So stable through the hand, external rotation so you're nice and open in the chest. Left arm out in front of you. Now making a little circular motion, circle your left arm towards your long-legged foot, so the right foot. Start to lift your hips, pushing your hips up, push the right hand away, a variation of wild thing. Now gently lowering your hips back down. Take both hands one at a time in front of you. Now you're going to send yourself forward, maybe again, so you need the stability in the leg. Push through your left foot down, maybe to lift the heel. Come back to the front of your mat to low twisted lunge. Right? And the option this time is to keep the back knee lifted, to go to full side plank, or to come through variation 2 of modified side plank to wild thing. Now circling your right leg up and over, heart lifts, right arm reaches. So it's the other leg essentially. Dip your hips down low. Look to the ground, land your right hand. Pigeon, right knee, right wrist. On a slant with the shin. Lower your hips, plant your props. And now bow. And so if you'd like to stay tall, that's okay. If you'd like to come forward, that's great. So whatever is going to allow yourself to sort of notice any emotional or mental tensions. All right, when we're doing unfamiliar movement, especially in a room alone, how do we treat ourselves? And there's your beginning. And there's where we can build a new world by noticing where the old one doesn't work anymore. 3 more breaths. And plant your hands, tuck your back toes. From your, what's this called again? Pigeon. Back toes are tucked. Press through your hands down. Option to move through a flow or not. We'll meet in downward facing dog. You can shake out the right leg, do an open faced hip, dog peeing on a fire hydrant type thing. Land your right foot down beside the left. Find your way to your hands at the top. And we'll do the second side quick. Roll up to standing. Find your way to standing, whichever way feels good. From mountain pose, hands to hips. Left knee this time comes up. Hand to thigh on the outside, or hike your knee close. Go for your big toe, straighten out. Open your leg wide. Option for right arm follow. Soften your standing leg. Bring your left leg back to center. Inhale your arms to your ears. Utkatasana, bend the knee, land your foot, shift the weight. Inhale your right foot away from the ground. Crescent lunge, step back, shoulders back. Lift up tall to inhale. Warrior 2. Tilt back, exalt. Left elbow, left thigh, or to the ground, reach forward. Pull your feet towards each other, get engaged through the inner thighs with a breath in to warrior 2. Straighten your front leg, bring your hands to meet on top of your head. Start to press into your left heel to flex the foot. Turn your back toes out a little for ease in the hip. Hands to heart, dip your hips down low. Hands to the ground when you're ready. Lower your bum down. Left hand to the ground behind you. Right arm reaches forward to circle it towards your left foot. Lift your hips, your heart, press them high. Lower your hips back down. Hands come down in front of you. Bend your left knee. Low twisted lunge. Lift your left arm high. This time your options. Back knee down, back to your modified side plank. Second variation of modified side plank. Full side plank or wild thing. Left hand down, hips low, pigeon. Set up your props. Make your choices. Find your breath. Last 3. Tuck your back toes, option for one last flow if you want it. Downward facing dog is where we meet. And then I don't know what happened, but all of the time went away. So if you'd like to take Shavasana, lower your knees down, find your way to lying down on your back. If you prefer to take a seat, that's your second option. Land on your shins or cross-legged. Plant your hands down to your thighs, dip your chin in towards your chest. Reach into the ground. Connect the roots of your tree to the roots of all of the other trees in the forest, everyone you love, everyone that needs our love. Take your left hand on top of your heart. Take your right hand on top of your left hand. Bow in towards your heart with your chin. From the bottom of my heart to the bottom of yours, namaste.